Hello, I'm Rachel Jones for Kalkai Media. Welcome to another edition of Executive Corner Expert Talks. Today I'll be speaking with Daniel Riley. Now, Daniel is a leading financial expert and CEO at Earlypay. Earlypay is a market leader in providing tailored financial solutions to businesses of all shapes and sizes. Hello to you today, Daniel. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Great to speak with you today. We're excited to learn more about Earlypay. Now, I've heard Earlypay has had a great start to the year. The first half of financial year 2022, Earlypay earned a revenue of $27.1 million. Now, what do you believe helped you to achieve these figures?
Well, Earlypay is a lender to SMEs, the core product being invoice finance. The majority of the revenue growth came from that core invoice finance product. And really, we feel that was achieved through investment in our technology platform. Now, many providers in invoice finance haven't changed their approach to business in decades. It is seen as a niche product, but through the tech product and Earlypay simplification of the product, we're really bringing invoice finance into the mainstream. So we've seen a significant increase in customer numbers off the back of making the product more accessible to the SME market. The application and service delivery of the Earlypay invoice finance product is largely automated, which has improved the customer experience substantially and really puts us in focus for SMEs who are looking for an easy to access financial product that doesn't require personal security.
It's obviously a very fast-paced environment. Now, we've seen Australia reopen its borders after almost 2 years. In your opinion, how do you believe the international influx could impact businesses and perhaps help your numbers?
Look, for businesses, hopefully it will ease some of the current pressures, and really there's two aspects to the pressure. One is productivity in the fact that there just is a shortage of labour. So we're seeing clients in manufacturing, agriculture, transport industries, where there is significant demand for their service, just not being able to meet that demand through difficulty in finding labour. And of course, that difficulty in finding labour is creating competition for the labour, which is adding some inflationary pressure to wages. So hopefully, borders opening, international candidates coming back into the mix will provide that labour and ease some of the pricing pressure for businesses as well.
And as we do see businesses ramp up with that influx of international people coming in, and perhaps with the new international staff arriving, there will be a pressure to hire new staff. And of course, that requires additional funding. In your expert opinion, what are the easy ways to access funding for such things these days?
Well, there are multiple funding options available to SMEs, and really the first thing they need to do is to really understand what their business requirement is. Banks will have fairly narrow credit criteria. Often they will require property security. Other non-bank lenders might provide a short-term solution at a price that might not be sustainable for the business. There are options available for businesses to leverage what's in their balance sheet to access appropriate ongoing funding. A couple of options are invoice finance, where they can leverage unpaid invoices to access a line of credit. And the other is just looking at other assets and equipment they have in their balance sheet that may be unencumbered. There is a sale and leaseback option available through various equipment finance lenders, where existing equipment can be funding be put in place for existing equipment to provide a working capital solution to the business.
Well, now, as we have seen, particularly over the last few years, markets are highly dynamic, and it's essential for businesses to be prepared and stay informed. How do you believe they can do that?
It's always a good option for businesses to join their industry association. It's a really good source of relevant information. Often the opportunity for them to network with their colleagues and competitors. There are groups also who invest significantly in information and content. So large accounting firms, Earlypay, for example, we produce regular information on things that are really topical to SMEs around what the approach from the ATO currently is, various ways of accessing funding. So you've got a range of things available, be it industry associations and really subscribing to content from groups who often provide information earlier than mainstream media.
And just finally, Daniel, what do you think the rest of this year looks like for Earlypay?
Well, very positive. So we're really generating record origination volume across all of our products. There are some tailwinds for us as well in that existing clients are experiencing growth. Inflation is not a negative for Earlypay either, as the average value of invoices increases. That contributes to growth in our total transaction volume, which contributes to revenue. So a combination of fast organic growth plus tailwinds and growth within the existing client base we view as quite positive. Earlypay since 2015 has financed close to 10 billion in invoices. This financial year alone, we're forecasting 2.5 billion, and we've provided guidance to the market of 15 million NPATA, which is 70% above what we achieved last year.
Well, they're phenomenal figures, Daniel. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And that was Daniel Riley, CEO at Earlypay. If you missed any part of that chat, you can catch the full interview on our YouTube channel, Kalkine Media, so make sure to subscribe. I'm Rachel, reminding you to stay apprised and invest wise with Kalkine.